away for the Sandlot Sluggers. And we've got liftoff. They got one, they got two, double play. Call in the reserves.
This is Ray Carsillo, and I have the distinct pleasure now of sitting with Roland Lesterlin. He is the producer for Sandlot Sluggers, Backyard Sports, and he's also an expert at stealing home plate. Roland, how you doing today?
Doing very well, thank you.
Now we just played a game with you where I was Dimitri from the Bunsen Burners, and you were also another team in the backyard game, and I narrowly edged you out.
You did. I agree. It was a tough competition, though. You put up a good fight. Obviously, played baseball once or twice in your life before.
Not well, not as well as I played in the video game, but yes, I have had experience playing baseball, but I've never had home plate stolen 3 times on me either, so.
Well, that's one of the things we wanted to put into the game, make sure that kids can have as much fun as possible, and stealing home plate, it's a good way of teaching people how to play the game early.
Yeah. Always pay attention to the runners on base. Roland, the first thing I got to ask you about this game is that obviously it's a baseball game and there's a lot of sims out there. What were you trying to do in terms of gameplay in order to try and make it still baseball, but yet a lot more kid-friendly like you were talking about?
Right, well, the Sims games really concentrate on stats and realistic situations. We wanted to get back to that feeling that you had when you were 6 years old. When you ran outside and you hit a tree and you're like, that's a double. You wanted to have that instinctual moment where you felt like the game was evolving around you, and it was really just about the action of hitting the ball, running the bases, having that perfect pitch, and of course power-ups. I mean, we wanted to bring a lot of power-ups, so we got the booger ball coming in there, splats the screen with booger. We got fire bats in there, and icicle balls, and mirage balls, and meteor balls, and it goes on forever. And we really wanted to have that experience. It's when you're a kid, when you invent all the wonderful rules that you have in games, to kind of give you an edge sometimes. And then, of course, your friends find that same edge. We wanted to put that in the game.
Very cool. And, of course, when you play with your friends growing up, sometimes you, like you said, gave yourself little home field advantages. Speak about some of the home fields that are in this game.
Sure, like Pablo's Sandlot, which is obviously a favorite of our fans out there. Pablo really gets into having his dog out there, so his dog can steal the ball. That's an automatic double. If you get it through the fence, that's another double. Garcia Manor, which is a beautiful mansion in the back in the countryside. You get to have these beautiful fountains in the background. That's automatically a triple. You hit it into home runs, into overpasses as well. That's going to give you, obviously, home runs, but you can bounce them off for doubles right below it. Every field has its own distinct way, and obviously I'll let the players find some of them on their own.
Now, going back a little bit, it's to make it a little bit less sim-like, you guys added a story mode to this. Tell us a little bit about the story and how hard it was maybe to incorporate a story mode into a sports game.
Well, that was a big challenge. I mean, sports games traditionally have been about stats and about the players themselves. We wanted to bring something for kids that would give them the motivation when they're playing on their own, when they're not playing with their friends. And we thought the story mode was a way of kind of tying in what is a big kid's pastime, watching TV, seeing movies, all that sort of thing, and the feeling of being kind of in your video game too. You're a hero. So you get to create your own hero, your own character, and you go in there and overcome a bully who's come to town. And the way you overcome it is through teamwork.
Very cool. Teamwork, always a nice virtue. One of the other things about the game is that it's not just a story mode. There's also mini games and like home run derby and stuff. Can you talk about like the replay value that's added into the game by the extra features besides the story mode?
Sure. We really want to have a lot of different things for kids to play with. So besides just pickup and season and playoffs and story mode, we have 5 new mini games in there, including a dingers, kind of like a home run derby. We have a batting mini game, a pitching mini game, things that the whole family can play. And all our mini games are 4-player. You can even play baseball 4-player, so 2 versus 2. We also created a whole bunch of control schemes in there so players can sit there. If they're really young, they can also get into different types of play styles, from a single button control to just being kind of a cheerleader, a mascot, which we call the family co-op mode, to, of course, the advanced mode, which you and I were playing before.
Yes, we were very advanced. A narrow 6-5 victory for the Bunsen Burners here on Geek Pride Day. Another thing is, is the game online capable? Like sometimes you can't get a friend maybe to come over and play in co-op. Does the game? I know it's on Xbox 360. It's on Wii. Both are online capable systems. Is there an online co-op?
We thought about that for a long time, actually, and we decided this year we're not going to put it online. Obviously, Xbox has done some great things to put in their family protection modes, but parents yet, for 6-year-olds, we found would prefer their kids probably weren't online for the most part. So instead of spending the extra time and effort to put on a feature that we thought our fans really didn't want right away, we spent all that extra time kind of adding to the actual gameplay of it. But it will probably be in there in the future.
Very cool. Now, of course, we talked a lot about the gameplay, but the game is also beautiful to look at. You have a very stylized look going on. You have a lot of great shadow effects and cutscenes for the story mode. Talk a little bit about the look of the game.
Well, we want to spend a lot of time on that. Obviously, with the power of the 360 and what we now know about the Wii, so we can really get the most out of that as well. We wanted to step up and really show our fans that we are heavily invested in this franchise. So we took it in a whole new direction, redid all the 3D modeling for all the characters, added tons of animation sets. Every field has a unique skybox. So you have these beautiful skies that come in, sunsets and blue skies and dark skies. And we really wanted to make sure that that visual quality, which is something I think our fans are really going to enjoy.
Now, you mentioned, of course, that knowing the Wii's capabilities and now on the Xbox 360, has it been hard to make games for both those systems? Because it's not usual that you see a company will make, Xbox and Wii. You'll see more Xbox PS3, and then you'll see Wii kind of on its own. Was it difficult bridging the gap between the two?
It was a challenge, for sure. The studio we work with, HB Studios, was a very talented studio. And they had an engine that was capable of doing cross-platform. And so we first looked at making sure that all our graphics for 360 was indeed HD. And then on the Wii, you have to optimize it. You have different sorts of shadows and things, so you have to find different ways of doing it. The team really came together and found very, very cool ways of making it happen. And we think the Wii looks absolutely beautiful. The 360, as you can see, just looks great now. And we also have a DS version, which Powerhead Studios here in New York put together for us, and a PC version for online.
Very cool. And, of course, the game actually is hitting store shelves as we speak today. It's a Backyard Sports, Sandlot Sluggers. Pick it up, especially if you have little kids, because, well, at least this little kid at heart had a lot of fun with it. Roland, thanks for your time, man.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun.
This is it. Everything is on the line for this one game.